Well, hopefully inflation comes down as well as rates. I do have a question. I hear it a lot. I think it's important for both sellers and buyers to know.
Yeah.
So if you're a seller reviewing offers and you're looking at pre-approvals or pre-qual letters, or if you're a buyer and you want to be more competitive, do I get a pre-approval or a pre-qual letter? What's the difference?
That is a great question. So I've owned our company 17 years, and if I'm being honest, probably the first 14 years we did a lot of pre-qualification letters. And this is what a pre-qualification letter means. I speak to you over the phone, I take a loan application, you give me permission to look at your credit. Based on what you've told me, everything looks like you approve, and I give you a pre-qualification letter. So as long as everything you told me is true, it should be fine. A pre-approval is actually taking an extra step and going ahead and getting me all of your income docs, all of your asset documents, all the documents I need to physically review, and then I can issue a pre-approval letter. Because at that point, if you're thinking about a mortgage, right, it's credit, income, and assets. If I look at your credit score, it tells me what program you're going to qualify for. Your income is going to help me determine your debt to income ratio and the max you can buy, and your assets is going to show where the money's coming from. So I don't think we'll ever see pre-qualification letters again, and I don't issue them anymore right now because the biggest issue, and you guys can talk to this as well though, rates are really important, but I think if you look at it long term, you're going to refinance in the next 18 to 24 months, so you're going to get into it. Inventory is the bigger issue. So if there's a house on the market that's a hot property and you put in a pre-qualification letter, and the same guy offers the same exact amount of money and puts in a pre-approval letter, they're going to accept the pre-approval every time because they've done all the diligence necessary. And Mark, to take it a step further, you need to be prepared way ahead of time. Like don't wait until you find a home and try to get the pre-approval letter. Because then we got to look at credit. If there's a credit issue, we don't have time to resolve it. You've got to get all your documents. You're doing it backwards and you're running out of time. So when you're looking at doing that, and this might be one of the questions, but I'm going to go ahead and throw it out there. Once someone pulls credit, or I pull credit, it's good for 120 days.
Perfect. Okay.
So you pull credit and there's 4 months to buy a home. So if you know you're not buying until next year, you might just get preliminary numbers just to figure out where it is. But I don't think you should ever even go look at a property until you're pre-approved. Because you don't want to fall in love with something that you're not able to buy. So just doing that early and making sure you give them all the documents, other pieces, right?
Yeah, that's great advice.
Once you get pre-approved, to take it a step further, we can do a 21-day close with no financing contingency because we've already signed off on that, and we've got an ability to get an appraisal back super fast. And in this market, is really important.
Yeah.
Chuck, you're a listing agent. You get 2 offers. One has a 30-day close and 21-day contingencies. Somebody offers maybe even a little less with a short close and short contingencies. Like, how are you going to advise yourself?
Yeah, I mean, it definitely carries a lot of weight in those conversations. Obviously, it all depends on the terms, but yeah, when I know it's kind of guaranteed money behind the scenes, it's kind of a no-brainer. We definitely will give some guidance to that stronger situation. So,
and if you don't have that, the only way to win the property right now, in my opinion, is to overpay, right? Like if you give enough money, but if we can make your terms super attractive, then you can still get the home at a fair value.
Sometimes the terms are better than the price.
They are.
So pre-qual is just essentially just informational. Like if you kind of want to see where it's at, you can do a pre-qual, but it's not really worth anything because the pre-approval is much closer to what a mortgage is actually going to be.
It is all the documents they're going to need once they get, and they're ahead of schedule, and that's why you can close quicker. It's not go under contract and have to go get all the documents and review them. We pre-reviewed everything, already have it signed off. We're just waiting on them to find the property.
Yeah, I mean, if you're a buyer in this marketplace and you're not going through that pre-approval process, like you're shooting yourself in the foot.
Back of the line.
We're literally seeing multiple offers on properties again. I mean, the market is still a very, very competitive market. You mentioned it earlier, like we got an inventory issue, and I don't know when that inventory issue is ever going to get resolved, if ever.
And I think there's a little bit of a disconnect there. I think everyone knew there was an inventory issue in 20 and 21, and they heard about 20 offers and 100 over list to win. I think last year, right around June, is when rates really started going up, and we saw a little bit of a pause. I think the pause happened, and now everyone thinks they're jumping back in the market as a buyer, and they can go under list.
Got all this leverage, and it just doesn't exist.
It doesn't exist.
It's amnesia, like they don't remember what happened.
It's still multiple offers, if the price right.
It's still a competitive market.